Hooday, Bengal fans. He is Mon. I am Jake. This is the Bengals Pulse, the very faint heartbeat of our Cincinnati Bengals. Mon and I decided to go on early because, really, Mon, so much to unpack. And honestly, I think I said this to you a couple minutes ago. I'd rather be getting a root canal right now with no Novocaine than watch this absolute trash. Um, Again, so much to unpack. There's about 4 or 5 minutes left in this game, but Mon, what are your initial thoughts? Again, I know we have a lot to talk about. We do, and
I, I
what's your initial thoughts? Go ahead.
I got so many in my mind. I was thinking about recent history, past NFL history. This reminds me of the lost decade. I mean, that's how inept those teams were. This is actually probably worse. Jake, with 4 minutes left in the game, we had 147 yards total offense.
And they have what?
147.
They have 492, right? So
Yeah,
492 to
almost
147.
500, just under 500.
Yeah.
147 total yards of offense. Offensive genius. Sean McVay, disciple. He's just brilliant. Guys, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We're never going to win a championship with Zach Taylor. These guys on Twitter that I talk to, it's not his fault. He can never do anything wrong. There's a handful of them. They got a lot of followers. It's a joke. It's a joke. The Cleveland Browns, the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2023 each started 4 quarterbacks because of multiple injuries on their roster. Started 4 different quarterbacks. They made the playoffs. They found a way to make the playoffs. They draft and they develop and they have good coaches. We don't have that. Zach Taylor is the worst coach in the AFC North. Not even close.
Maybe in
it's not even close.
Maybe in the AFC.
If you go AFC North, he is number 4, and it's not even close. If he was fired today, he wouldn't get any interviews when the season ends for coaching vacancies. I guarantee you he wouldn't. I don't think we'll get offensive coordinator job. That's what we're dealing with in Cincinnati. Hey, let me help him out a little bit. It's not on him. Duke Tobin, this management team hasn't exactly set him up to succeed either. You let a Jesse Bates leave. You let a DJ Reader leave. You replace him with bums. What happens? Go back even a little further. You let Kevin Zeitler leave, and it's a continuum. We're still looking for his replacement. When you think about it, you let good players leave and you replace them with bums. You're not going forward. But you know what, Zach Taylor, I want you to know something. What's happened the last 2 weeks, that's all coaching. Jake, you know that. You got to motivate your players. He coached a team that had 5 turnovers last week. He coached that team. Yeah. He coached a team tonight that had 10 penalties in 1 quarter. Yeah. In 1 quarter. 10. Yeah. 10.
This is the thing. And again, I know I'm going to just tell you guys right now, the way Mon and I are feeling, we're going to be jumping around. I'm going to try to get to some of your comments. And first of all, let me just say, we appreciate you guys for jumping on. Again, I think this is therapeutic for both sides. But let's dial it back and just kind of take this one step at a time. As a whole, Mon, the Bengals have the worst coaching staff in the NFL. And I'm not even sure it's close. Again, you can look at the Titans right now and how much disarray that is. But the Titans don't have the talent that the Bengals have, right? So I think you have to look – that's got to be a part of the conversation is this Bengals roster, even without Joe Burrow, is still very talented, right? And it is. I mean, there's some parts obviously that we're lacking when it comes to talent, but I think overall as a whole, this is, the Titans don't have a Jamar Chase, they don't have a T. Higgins, they don't have those guys. So I think when you look at this coaching staff as a whole and how bad it truly is, I said this last week. I think Zach Taylor is the worst offensive coordinator in the NFL. I tried to give him a pass on being still a good head coach, but he's not. He's not a good head coach. Uh, this team, for 2 weeks in a row, has been completely unprepared to play football. Right? Last week was a shit show. This week, he's got an extra day to prepare, and they come out, and I'm going to be honest with you, this is a worse loss than the Vikings one. This is and shows us really what the future of this season is going to look like. Zach Taylor is so over his head without Joe Burrow, and if you don't think, after watching this shit for the last 2 weeks, if you don't think that Joe Burrow is not the best player in the NFL, you're an idiot. Joe Burrow is the best player in the NFL. It's not even close. And you can just look at these last 2 weeks and see how good Joe Burrow is and how much he has carried this organization and Zach Taylor's sorry ass. This staff, this front office, it's all trash. And I don't know I don't know how it's gonna get fixed, Mon.
Jake, opening drive of the game. We drive down to the 10-yard line of the Broncos. It's 3rd and 2. We throw a low percentage fade pass in the end zone, and we end up kicking a field goal. Run it twice, get a first down, and go score a touchdown. He threw so many go routes tonight. Hey, I like aggressive play. He just wanted his superstars to make a play because he knows he's limited.
Mm-hmm.
That Chase, Higgins, and Burrow made Zach Taylor, got him a contract extension.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I'm going to die on this hill. Nobody will hire him as a head coach. He's a limited coach. We got the worst coach in our division. We got the worst trench play in our division. We've had that for 2 years in a row. Worst offensive line, worst defensive line. You can't win that way. That's on Duke Tobin also. But this is coaching. I know our star quarterback's hurt. 10 penalties in 1 quarter of football. That's coaching, man. That's all on Zach Taylor.
Let me say this too, because somebody in here wrote, I can't find it now, but something about Kevin. Kevin says, Jake, you said it. This was not Jake Browning's fault. Listen, Jake Browning is not good. I said that last week. I said it from the very beginning of this whole thing that Jake Browning is not good. He looked terrible in the preseason. He looked, again, when you go into the preseason game and you don't look like the best player on the field, you are not a high caliber NFL player. But for me to sit here and say this is all Jake Browning's fault is ludicrous. It's not all Jake Browning's fault, Kevin, and I stand on that hill as well. It's not Jake Browning's fault. This is Zach Taylor, this absolutely horrible coaching staff that has been completely outcoached these last 2 weeks, and it's not even close. It's this front office's fault for not putting a quality team on the field once again. But yeah, Kevin, it's not all Jake Browning's fault. Houday, by the way, to everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Mike, thank you for the super chat. Mike, we appreciate your super chat, buddy. Thank you.
Let's get a couple of these super chats, Mon. Mike, thank you very much for the super chat, man. We really appreciate that. We had a couple other super chats too. Is that correct, Mon?
I just saw the one.
No, we have one from Nandan.
I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I'm looking for it.
Nandan, thank you very much. Nandan says, fire Zach, tank, and rebuild. That is our only option. Nandan, thanks once again for the super chat. And Nandan, I honestly don't think you're that far off, to be honest with you. I hate the word tanking, and I don't want to see this team tank. I'm going to root for them every week to win.
I'm going to root for them every week. I'll always root for the Bengals. I never want
to root against them. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Mon. I'll be honest with you, Mon. If this season is not a playoff season, then we can't come back. We can't come back next year with Zach Taylor. Zach
Listen,
Taylor needs to be fired.
Jake, Zach Taylor is under contract next year. $5 million, $4.5, $5 million. You know what's going to happen. They'll win 3 of their last 6, something like that. And he's going to get another year. That'll be a huge mistake. I just want to read some things here. Game's over. 29 first downs for the Broncos, 9 for the Bengals. 9 first downs, 159 total yards for the game. 159 total yards for the game. A team with Chase Brown, a team with T. Higgins, a team with Jamar Chase, a team with Andre Yoshabas, a team with Mike Gesicki. Fant didn't play tonight. All these weapons. I don't care. I just said it earlier. The Browns went to the playoffs in 2023. They started 4 quarterbacks. The Steelers started 3. I think I said 4 earlier. They started 3 different quarterbacks that same year, and they went to the playoffs. Coaching matters. Coaching matters. And these homers on Twitter that want social media perks from the Bengals, they want to get pats on the back. They're close with the families of these coaches. Hey, man, Zach Taylor's a nice man, a good family man. I'm not trying to be a smart ass here. He is. I need a good coach. This is business, man.
Yeah.
Well, I need a good quality NFL head coach that can maximize the talent and potential of every player on this roster. I don't need Ned fucking Flanders to be my head coach.
Listen, Mon, he's not getting paid to be a nice guy. He's getting paid to win, and he is not winning. I mean, listen, let's not give – again, this offense is just absolutely atrocious. But let's be honest. The defense looks like they did last year, right? Poor tackling. Guys are just wide open all over the place. I don't know if you know this, Mom, but coming into this game, the Broncos had the 32nd ranked passing attack. Tonight, Bo Nix throws for 326 through the air. He was the lowest rated passer in the NFL coming into this game. This was one of the worst offenses coming into this game. They were bottom 3 in the NFL offenses, and they put up 512 yards against our shitty defense. Mon, do you know since that guy has taken over as head coach, tonight was the first 100-yard back he's had as a Broncos head coach? It was like 40 games.
I just saw 40 games. I'm not here to stick up for any Bengal anybody. All 4 phases screwed us tonight. All 3 phases screwed us. Yeah. Special teams, horrible.
Yeah, Ray Cal was terrible.
The defense. But you know what? You're not helping the defense when they only have the ball 22 minutes on offense.
No, and listen.
No. Trust me. Listen, the defense, they got to make plays. 9 first downs. Excuse me. You're not helping your team out. Zach Taylor, Mr. Sean McVay profile, you were mentored by McVay. Offensive genius. This is UC Bearcat stuff where he got fired. Yeah. This is when he was offensive coordinator for the Dolphins. Guys, he is what he is. He's a position coach in the NFL. That's what he is. He's a position coach.
Think about these last 2 games, right? The Vikings come out. They are one of the worst run defenses in the NFL. They are one of the worst offenses in the NFL. They come out and beat us 48-10. This week they play the Steelers and look like they don't even have never played football before, right? And the Steelers are not a good football team either. They're not. They're just not a good football team.
They are. Vikings, Jake, I just want you to know something. I know you say that. I know we have our personal text. The Ravens, as bad as they were yesterday, the Steelers, they'll put 35-40 on us like it's nothing.
Oh, well, yeah, of course, against us they will. I'm just saying. When you look at how badly we looked against the Minnesota Vikings, and yesterday the Vikings looked like they didn't belong in the NFL. They didn't even look like a real. They looked like they were playing a different sport. They were so bad yesterday.
We got a super chat here from Alex.
Let me finish it. I'll get to that. Let me just finish it real quick. Tonight, we play the Denver Broncos, who are one of the worst teams in the NFL. They're 1-2, and they look like, again, a Super Bowl contender against us. This Bengals team is like you said, Mon. It looks like the lost decade. All right, Alex, thank you so much for your super chat. He says we can't hit on any of our draft picks. True. Murphy has been terrible. True. We get no pressure on Knicks all night. True. Fire Tobin and Zach Houday. True and true. I'm with you 100%, Alex.
I agree with you.
This team is just absolutely terrible. But thank you, Alex, for yours. We have another super chat coming in as well from Nandan. Nandan, thank you once again. Another super chat from you. We really appreciate it, Nandan. Nandan says, Mon, I was called crazy for asking to fire Zach and rebuild 3 years ago. I called it. Bengals front office also can't draft and develop, Mon. 100% true.
I just want to set points. I'm looking at the stats here. Thank you, Nandan. The Denver Broncos had 80 offensive plays. We only had 43. Guys, I think we are what we are. We're 4 games in, quarter part of the season, and it's going to be a rough ride. It's going to be a rough ride. We are not a good football team. We're not well coached. I'm at a loss. I'm beyond frustrated. I knew there's going to be a drop off with Joe Burrow being out because he's such a phenomenal player. He's a generational player, but we have so much other talent. We've invested a lot of recent draft picks on offensive linemen that showed some promise, and it's just we don't even look like an NFL team right now. It's that
Mon, listen to this. Listen to this, Mon. This is from Gridiron Grading on Twitter. Miles Murphy, Chris Jenkins, Joseph Osai, and Cam Sample combined for 43 pass rushes and 0 wins in the first half. That's from PFF. Again, we talked about, and all of you guys have talked about how poorly this team is at drafting. Those all 4 were D-line draft picks by the Bengals. They were what you would consider picks that you have to hit with, and all 4 of those guys, including Trey Hendricks. I mean, this whole D-line tonight was absolutely non-existent. But yes, I mean, I agree. It's hard for me to argue when you guys say things like this Bengals team is terrible at drafting and developing. I mean, it's hard to argue that point, right, Mon? This team, Duke Tobin, this whole front office, Zach Taylor, his coaching staff, they have got to be the worst talent evaluators in the NFL, in the entire NFL. This Bengals staff, and again, we know the whole deal with the scouting department and all that, but this is just it's just so hard to watch, Mon. It really is hard to watch.
We had 159 yards total offense, 171 last week. Yeah. Against the Browns, we had 147. We had 350 against the Jaguars. We officially have the worst offense in football.
Yeah.
Enjoy that, Zach Taylor, offensive guru, Sean McVay, disciple. Enjoy that.
Look at these numbers. I mean, these numbers tonight are unreal. The Bengals give up 186 yards rushing to this team. That, again, I just told you, in 39 games under, what was it? What's our head coach's name?
Peyton. Who talking about?
Peyton. Yeah, Sean Payton has coached this team now for 39 games, not only 100-yard rusher, and that was tonight. The Bengals give up 186 on the ground, 326 through the air. Mon, we threw for 108 yards tonight. That's really impressive with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, probably the best group of wide receivers in the league. They run 80 plays, Mon. We run 43 plays.
Jake, what about?
I mean, it's hard not to laugh at it. It's just crazy.
They wanted the explosive plays. They wanted to get these acrobatic catches, trying to motivate the team. Why don't you take the 10, 15-yard pass, a 5-yard pass, convert, get some first downs, give your defense a break that's been on the field all day, control the ball a little bit and help them out. I mean, I'd say I just don't get this guy. He's not it.
Hey, Chase Brown did average 4 yards a carry tonight, 10 carries for 40 yards. However, we only rushed for 53 yards, 3.5 yards a carry. But Mon, you and I are crazy to hope that the Bengals establish a run game of any type. Jamar Chase, 5 catches for 23 yards, Mon. T. Higgins, 3 for 32. The play calling tonight, we talked about it over the phone. 2 different 3rd down and 2s, and we're throwing 50-50 balls that really have no shot. You get down into the red zone, 3rd and 2, 50-50 ball to T. Higgins. You settle for a field goal. Next drive, 3rd and 2, throw another deep ball to T. Higgins. It's incomplete. He throws it out of bounds. It's just you can tell, Mon, tonight that Zach Taylor has no idea on what he's doing. He has no idea what he is doing, calling plays. No idea.
Jake, let me read something. Mo Egger from ESPN 1530 tweeted this. A head coach deserves some slack when he doesn't have his quarterback. He gets none when his team is blatantly non-competitive in consecutive weeks. Yeah. Bengals looked incredibly unprepared again tonight, and Zach Taylor deserves whatever amount of heat, criticism, mockery that comes his way.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, the local media sort of gave him a free pass. And I think, it's going to be really interesting because the tough questions are coming.
Yeah.
And it's going to be this, hey, what's Zach Taylor's big catchphrase? Oh, he's a great player. He does things the right way. He does things the right way. I hear it over and over. It's a broken record. He does things the right way. You know what I want to see? I want to see Darren Simmons be the head coach. Fire Zach Taylor. At least Darren Simmons gets in his players' faces and lets them have it. Yeah. I want some fire. That's what I want.
But we should have known. We should have known this. Remember when Joe Burrow was pissed about how poorly. Remember we beat the Titans.
I sent you the clip. I sent that clip.
Yeah, but yeah. We play like shit. And Zach Taylor's over there like, oh, buddy, don't worry. We won the game. It's okay. And Joe Burrow's like,
we'll
no.
We'll address it.
Joe Burrow's like, no, we look like shit. And your head coach should not be pampering that. Listen to what Lance McAllister said. Now, you and I have followed Lance for a long time. Lance McAllister said, this will sound mean, but Zach doesn't know what to do. Not just next snap or possession. He literally doesn't know what to do. He's not capable of coming up with solutions. He spent a week plus coming up with this. Wow. I mean, that's
Zach Taylor. I mentioned Mo Egger recently. Mm-hmm. Zach Taylor is 700 WLW, has Bengals line. He is the Cincinnati sports radio guy.
Right.
And we got a super chat here. Let's
Tony, thank you so much for the super chat, man.
Yes,
we appreciate that. They should have looked ahead and went and got Jameis Winston last week. But no matter what, we'll never improve as long as Zach is running the show. It's hard to disagree with you, Tony. Mon, let me ask you, as Jake Browning looked like, well, he looked like what I said he looked like in the preseason, and that is he doesn't belong in the NFL. Does Jake Browning, do the Bengals go out and get a quarterback? What do you think? Is this
I would
going
consider,
to happen?
You can't keep on trotting him out, but Troy Aikman, who I respect a lot, said it perfectly. He said Zach Taylor can't run his offense because his Joe Burrow, who has covered up all these deficiencies, isn't playing anymore. Yeah. You can't expect Jake Browning to run that offense. If they can't run the football, Jake Browning's not going to have success. That's what he said on the telecast. He didn't say it exactly that way, but that's what he said. It's true. Jake Browning needs a lot of help. He needs a lot of help. Again, you said it earlier. This shows you how good Joe Burrow is.
Oh,
Joe
he's the
Burrow
best. He's the best
made
player in the NFL.
Callahan. He made Pitcher. He made Zach Taylor. All right. And it's just, you know what? I would love to have Jameis Winston come in. Jameis Winston has numerous NFL starts. He's a big guy. He's got a strong arm. He'd make it interesting. He might throw 20 touchdowns and probably throw 20 interceptions. Captain Chaos was his nickname. I'd take him in a second.
How is Zach Taylor, Mon? How is
Thank you,
Zach
Tony.
Taylor? Yes, thank you, Tony. How is Zach Taylor going to cover up?
Real quick, that is a very true statement. Thank you so much. It was a parody. It was like a South Park episode.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yes, yeah, and thank you for the super chat, Myth Rander. We appreciate it. The game should be a parody on South Park. It definitely should be on Cartoon Network for sure. The Bengals, how does Zach Taylor has got to be going up doing his presser? How is this idiot going to get up and talk about they're 2-0 and they've just been outscored 76-13 in the last two NFL games. 76-13, Mon. You and I lived through the entire lost decade. That is the lost decade, right? Those are the numbers that we dealt with on a weekly basis. 76-13 with that kind of firepower. Again, we can blame the players and we can do all that, but this is on Zach Taylor and this coaching staff and how poorly of a job they have done. The Bengals came out tonight and just did not even look prepared to play a football game. Tyler, thank you so much for the super chat. We really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much again for joining us. Mon and I are here for you tonight. I am so wound up right now, Mon. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to sleep after watching that. It's really, I told you, man. Yes, Tyler, the Reds made it. Yes, and I was going to say that earlier. We have the Reds at least. Hopefully, they pull through for us because we need the Reds now more than ever.
Can I say something real quick?
You can say.
I wanted to say this on last week's episode. I think the success we had last year on offense, Triple Crown winner, all these touchdown passes, Joe being a superhero, T going off, I think it hurt this Bengal team of this year. Management went in like, hey, we scored all these points. We don't really have a bad interior offensive line. We found a way to have all these great stats. It was individual amazing efforts from 2 or 3 players that almost got us to the playoffs last year. And it sort of hurt us in free agency and in the offseason. I really think that. I want you to follow me here. I know you've been a Bengal fan for years. The Bengals in the late 70s were, just follow me. I'm old. I know. They were struggling. They're treading water. They hired an older coach, Forrest Gregg, that came in and kicked their ass and got them to the Super Bowl and made them a very good team in the 80s.
Yeah.
I know I sent a joke tweet yesterday about Bill Belichick. I know he's not coming to Cincinnati. I know that.
Yeah.
But we need a coach to come in, to light a fire, and scare some of these guys, man.
You just want his girlfriend to come to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Listen to this. You want to hear how bad of a coach Zach Taylor is?
Hey, Brucey, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Let me get this first, Brucey, and we'll get to you. Jaron May from WLWT just tweeted this out. The Bengals are 8-37 when trailing at the half under Zach Taylor. 8-37, Mon. 8-37. That is coaching, Mon. That is being able to go into halftime and make adjustments. Zach Taylor, I don't know. I can't even. If he's the head coach tomorrow, I just don't understand it. Brucey, our guy Brucey. This is what happens when your identity is put it in Joe's hands and let him cook. That's 100% true, right?
You're right.
It's 100% true. Right. I mean,
that's not an offense.
That is what we have been dealing with, Mon. Is let Joe Burrow just go out and cover up my failures. Which, by the way,
here's a great question.
Zach Taylor has failed as an offensive coordinator, Mon. Everywhere he has been just dog shit as an offensive coordinator.
That's a good segue to lead to this next super chat. Thank you, Mike. How much longer before Zach loses the locker room? I honestly I think he has.
I think he has two.
Yeah, I think
And
it's a very. I think he has.
I think that's what makes this so interesting, right? Is that I think that you could kind of see it already in Jamar Chase. We heard that he was trying to keep everybody going, and he's doing all he can. I'm sure he's devastated, just like we all are, about Joe Burrow. He's out there trying to be a leader, but you could tell, man, that that last drive that our defense was on the field, they quit. They just quit, and this team has quit. We saw him quit last week. We saw him quit this week.
It's not quitting. It's called a business decision.
I think Zach Taylor's. I think he's lost the locker room already. Thank you, Mike, for that super
Here's
chat.
another one. The super chats are coming in. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you.
Yes,
Fuzzy
thank you
balls.
guys so much. Here we go.
One
Fuzzy balls.
hit,
Go ahead, Mark.
0 sacks. Okay. One quarterback hit. 0 sacks. One tackle for loss. Guys, it goes back to drafting and developing. You get players. You can blame Duke Tobin, and that's legitimate. But you know what? The players that are there, they're not developing. They're not turning in the star players. I watched NFL Red Zone yesterday. I could not begin to tell you how many young stud defensive players I saw under 25, under 26 years of age that were changing games.
Yep.
Do we have anybody under 25 that's changing games for us?
No.
Dax Hill's playing well. I think Dax Hill's playing hard. Demetrius Knight's playing well. But we just don't have enough studs. We really don't. You know what? When you lose like this, it hurts the psyche. You need a sports psychologist there. It's not going to get any better, guys.
I think, and don't you think, Mon, by the way, Fuzzy, thank you so much, man. We appreciate it. And yes, Jake Browning is trash. Don't you think, Mon, that Jake, Jesus, Joe Burrow, don't you think, just having Joe Burrow on your sideline makes these guys better, right? Because they believe that when Joe is out there, we've got a chance. There's not one player on this team that believes in Jake Browning, and they can give you all that nonsense of we believe in Jake, we can win with Jake. There ain't one guy on this team that thinks they can win with Jake Browning. Let's go to this next super chat, guys. Thank you.
Real quick before I put this up. What you said is absolutely right. And it goes into something that was said 15, 20 minutes ago in our show. Attitude. This team doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Vontez Burfict had that attitude that scared other teams. You can say what you want about it. He pushed the envelope. I get it. Joe Burrow has that assassin mentality.
He does.
Guys respond to him. We don't have that alpha guy.
No.
We don't. We are taking.
We don't have it on defense, right?
No, we don't have it as a team, Jake. The leader of the coaching staff, the head coach, he generates that alpha or that tough guy. He doesn't generate that. He doesn't have it.
Yeah.
And it permeates through the team in that locker room.
Yeah. 100%. Jake J. And Jake, I don't know if you're feeling like I am, but both of us with the name Jake, I'm embarrassed right now to tell people my name is Jake after watching Jake Browning. Browning can't throw a deep ball to save his life. P.S. Zach Taylor still sucks. You guys are the best. Yes, he does still suck. And yes, Browning can't throw a deep ball. 3 or 4 balls out of bounds, not even catchable. If you're going to throw a 50-50 ball, at least give the guy a chance. Thank you, Jake J, for that. Listen, Jake, you and I, we will continue to rep the name Jake in the right way, as Jake Browning just has failed at that miserably. Cornell
from Mike. That's
Mike.
I like this. Yeah.
Mike, thank you so much. This offense runs off miracle plays. Man, that is well said, Mike. I don't know if I've heard that yet. I'm going to use that, Mike, if you're cool with that. This offense runs off of miracle plays by Joe, Jamar, and T. That is 100% true. If you watch other teams, they get their star players open or wide open. For Zach, it's hard to do. And I think that's what you saw from Jamar tonight. I think Jamar went to him and was like, dude, you've got to get me the damn ball. I have 5 catches for 20 yards. You're paying me $40+ million a year, and I have 5 catches for 20 yards. Good Lord, Mon. Thank you, Mike, for that super chat. We appreciate it. 100 points for the Lions. Listen, we laugh about that, Mon, but I'm gonna be honest with you. How in the hell is this Bengals team gonna stop the Lions? And I think that transitions into this point, Mon, and that is this: what does it take for Mike Brown and Katie Blackburn to step in and say, Zach, your time is up? Do you think there's a possibility? That this happens? Because, Mon, this team is, if Zach's already lost the locker room, that's going to be so hard to get back. But I don't think this team believes in Zach Taylor anymore. And I don't know, man. You and I have been Bengal fans for 40 plus years. We know how this organization runs. But do you think there's any chance that this is going to happen? I mean, could this happen? Could the Bengals make a move in the middle of the season and say, listen, we cannot let this go to hell? What do you think?
We scored 10 points last week, right?
Yes.
We scored 3 tonight. So 76-13. We've been outscored 2 weeks in a row.
Yes.
If the Lions beat us by double digit, 25, 30 points,
which is very
possible. Easily the worst 3-game stretch in Bengal history.
Yes.
There's going to be there has to be some uncomfortable conversations, because you're about to how can I word this? I think they'll have those serious conversations at the end of the season. I think a lot of damage has been done. I just don't see the Bengals firing him during the season, unless, Jake, if they have a string of 5 losses where they're not competitive like this, I think Darren Simmons will get bumped up to be interim head coach. I could see that. If they make a change during the season, which is rare, I acknowledge that. Mon doesn't want that. Mon wants them to win. I want them to win, guys. I wanted them to win the Miami game that got us Joe Burrow. But if they do make a change, it's going to be Darren Simmons. Darren Simmons will be the head coach. And then, at the end of the season, depending if he does a Bruce Cosell and he wins 6 in a row, they might keep him, or they're going to go out and have a full coaching search.
And I'm okay with Darren Simmons. I think at this point, Bengal fans, how else does this management save this season, right? They're going to see a drop in attendance. Again, I can't understand, who would want to continually go out and watch that. And again,
you're going to see 35,000 Lion fans there next week.
Yeah, 100% you are. So my question is to you, and how, this is what really sucks about this, Mom. We were talking about this in our group chat with Zim and Ace and everybody. The AFC sucks this year. You know what I mean? The Ravens suck. They are all beat up. Kansas City's 2-2, but they're not very good. The Bills struggled against the New Orleans Saints, who might be worse than us. This AFC is completely up in the air, and we are sitting here watching this shit show because our quarterback is banged up. Although, again, I don't, even with Joe in there, how well is this team going to play? It's hard.
Eric has to work at 4 a.m. He has to get up, so he's not up. He couldn't stay up late because he has to be up at 4. No, I hear what you're saying, Jake. I totally hear what you're saying. When Joe Burrow got hurt, we're homers, but we knew it was going to be a drop off, but we weren't expecting this.
Especially after watching Jake. You and I were there live. We watched him against the Jags bring this team back, and he looked like he was very capable. And now, man, oh man, holy Lord of mercy. 513 Art Dog, thanks so much, buddy. We appreciate the super chat. Nothing going to change until Duke Tobin leaves. He should be gone with Marvin Lewis and give
I
Zach.
second that.
What did you say?
I second that. Good job. Thank you, 513. I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, Duke Tobin is a big part of the problem. And
Oh, a huge part.
They are just, I don't get it.
Yeah, he's a listen, Mon, you and I both know this organization. A guy like Duke Tobin, he just doesn't leave, right? They are very family oriented. They've already said they feel like he's family. Duke Tobin, I don't think he's going anywhere, which again is awful in itself. Zach Taylor will be the one that takes the fall. It will not be Duke Tobin. I just don't see that happening. Your thoughts on that? I mean, do you think Duke takes this fall, or does Zach take this fall if there is a fallout?
I think if there's a fallout, I think Zach will get fired. I think there'll be a mutiny. Honestly, I think if they keep on losing this badly, I think there'll be an in-season change, and Darren Simmons will take over. Like I said, they have to take a deep look at Duke Tobin, and they have to revamp their front office. They can't draft and develop. They can't do it. And some of his apologists are really quiet right now on social media. Zach Taylor apologist.
Yeah.
He is the head coach for 7 years. I said this last week. 3 different offensive line coaches in 7 years. Hey, man, I apologize to Frank Pollock. I apologize to Jim Turner, all those guys. Because how many times did we bash those guys? You know what? Yeah. I think we need to refocus on Duke Tobin, talent, letting good players go, not developing. But I think we need to look at Zach Taylor. We talked about it. His offensive scheme. Hey, the NFL caught up to you. NFL caught up to you.
Can you go back and put LeVar? Can you put LeVar's comment on there, because I think this is 100% true. I said earlier how the hell did Jake play like that? But LeVar, this is 100% true what you just said. The only reason we beat the Jags is because the Jags hadn't prepared for Browning. And listen, as a coach, I will tell you that is 100% true. That's how that goes sometimes. And again, it sucks because it gave us false hope about Jake Browning and what this offense could do with Jake. And now it is just, oh my God. I mean, Titans, Bengals. I mean, maybe give the edge to the Bengals offense, maybe. And what's funny is how poetic is it that the other shitty offense in the NFL is led by Mr. Callahan, who is a Zach Taylor disciple. Isn't that poetic? How the 2 worst offenses in the NFL right now are Brian Callahan calling plays and Zach Taylor calling plays.
Jake,
those are the 2 worst offenses.
I tweeted out about the lost decade, how that reminded me of that, and Houday Baby from Tampa replied back, and he brought up a really good point. He goes, it's actually worse because those teams in the 90s didn't have the offensive talent we had.
100%.
And for us to put up 2 games in a row this bad.
Yeah.
And I hate hearing 5 fumbles, 5 turnovers against the Vikings. That's an actual NFL. 5 turnovers is that's an actual NFL stat. Okay. Yeah. And he coached the team that fumbled 5 times or had 5 turnovers. I mean, they had 11 penalties tonight. We had 11 penalties. Only 9 first downs.
Yeah, I was about to say we had more penalties than first downs. How can anybody be on the Zach Taylor train right now? I just don't see it. If you've watched this team like we all have, Mon, and you and I, we watch every single down of every single game, no matter what the score is. If you have done that and you are somehow apologetic about Zach Taylor, you are an ass kisser. You are trying to get in the good graces of this Bengals organization, because there is no way in hell a true Bengal fan will come out right now and be apologetic for and take Zach Taylor's side. He has completely run this thing into the ground. And it sucks. It sucks, because there are a lot of talented players on this team and they're being wasted because Zach Taylor, his ego is so big that he cannot step away from being the OC. He can't step away from, letting his coaches draft players and not standing up for not having a scouting department. And he has run this thing into the ground. We have another super chat here, Mon. You want to throw that up there?
Yeah, I want to say something real quick.
Of course.
How many? I'll get that up in a second. How many delay game penalties did we have? There was ones. It was like 3rd and 2, or it was 2nd and 10. I forget.
Mon, we had a delay a game coming out on a punt. A punt, we had a delay.
It was 6, 5, 4. I mean, the seconds are dropping. Jake Browning is sitting there. You could tell he wasn't going to get the playoff. Call the timeout. You had 3. Had 3. And the next, it's 2nd and 15.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know, man. This guy, what Lance McAllister said is dead on. Dead on. And I want to say something. I said something about who would hire Zach Taylor if he was fired. Lance McAllister tweeted that out last year. I remember reading that and it resonated with me. It's a true statement. Yeah. Nobody would beat down the door calling Zach Taylor's agent, "Hey, we want you to be in charge of our team."
No, you're right. 100%.
Fuzzy Balls here.
Fuzzy, thank you so much, Fuzzy. Again, all of you guys are just so awesome, man. Mon and I love and appreciate you so much. Fuzzy writes, how long before T gets traded? Fuzzy, I'm going to say this right now. T is not getting traded. Jamar Chase is not getting traded. I could see maybe Trey Hendrickson getting traded if this thing goes south. But I don't think T gets traded. With the O-line, D-line as bad as they are, it's hard to justify owning a Ferrari just to go to the post office. As a T fan, he deserves to play on a better team. Listen, again, we talked about this, Mon. Is it really the O-line's fault? Is it you have said this now numerous times in the last week or two. This is the hardest offense scheme-wise to block for. So how bad are the offensive line coaches? How bad are the offensive linemen? Or is it just Zach Taylor and his ego-driven self that runs this shitty blocking scheme that Andrew Whitworth has already said is the shittiest in the NFL? Is it just Zach Taylor and his scheme, or is it the talent? Because I don't know if it's the talent anymore. You and I talked about this, Mon. We bashed the last 2 offensive line coaches. I don't know if it's their fault. I truly. Zach Taylor is such an egomaniac that he will not let up the responsibility of letting someone else put this offense together. So I'll be honest with you, Fuzzy. I don't know how bad our offensive line is. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know, because sometimes the scheme can be so bad that it doesn't matter who you have blocking. If it's not schemed up right, they're going to look like shit, Mon.
I hear you in what I mentioned it. This is going to be the 4th episode now that I mentioned Andrew Whitworth. Andrew Whitworth said it. He said, it's the hardest blocking scheme in the NFL. So Jim Turner, I mentioned it earlier, all the offensive line coaches, they weren't really set up to succeed. And I don't know if Zach, why he's being stubborn, if he doesn't feel like he has the talent to change his scheme, or he just believes in it so much. His scheme is Joe Burrow. His scheme is Jamar Chase. Just get open, be superhuman, be Superman every week. The Bengals need their superstars to be superstars weekly to have any success. Any success. And, I get it. They're special players. We've been gifted special players, and they haven't been set up to succeed. Think about that 10-game winning streak. 10-game winning streak. We lose in the AFC Championship game. Heartbreaker to the Chiefs. What have we done since then? We haven't moved forward at all. We've gone backwards while our competition has gone ahead of us.
Yeah.
Missed on multiple draft picks. Let Jesse Bates go, replace them with bums.
Yeah.
Pretty promising pieces. I will say Jordan Battle's looking pretty good. But still, we've spent, who were the safeties we signed to replace them? Who were they? Nick Scott? Who else?
Nick
Geno
Scott.
Stone is afraid to tackle people.
Geno Stone, Nick Scott.
We drafted multiple draft picks to replace them. Yeah, so look at DJ Reader's playing well for
Dejon Anthony.
Cheeto is gone. I mean, guys, I'm going to tell you, it's just.
We talk about, Mom, we talk about how much Joe Burrow has unmasked how shitty of this offense is that Zach Taylor runs. Joe Burrow is just so talented at it. We talk about that and how Joe Burrow does that. But let's not forget too, in 21 and 22, Mon, our defense was pretty damn good. And that defense carried us in those playoff games. And so I don't know if we can give Joe all the credit because the defense was good too. I mean, the defense also unmasked Zach Taylor and how shitty of an offense he runs. Curtis Tucker has a super chat on here. Curtis, thank you so much. Mon, if you'll throw that up there. Mon, Curtis says, what playbook is Zach Taylor using? The whole Wincy pod can draw up a better playbook than this. Listen, I'm not gonna brag, but my playbook's pretty damn good. Much better than Zach Taylor's. I'm gonna say Zach Taylor is using Coaching for Dummies 101, Mon. What do you think? What do you think his playbook is? Do you?
You know what? Somebody said it earlier. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you so much. Yes. T, go out, make an acrobatic play. Jamar, use your special talents. We're going to throw you a slant. We want you to bounce off a couple people, run 70 yards.
Yeah.
That's his offense. Man, we deserve so much better.
Yeah, we do. We really do. And so again, I'm not going to. I am done. I am done making these excuses for Zach Taylor. There's got to be accountability. And if the front office isn't going to take accountability, then Zach Taylor needs to be fired. And, I hate saying that because from Tecmo Bowl, nice one. That's a nice one, Randy. I like that one from Tecmo Bowl. We're going back some years there, but Randy Mon when Mon was in his teens, he was playing Pong. When Mon was in his teens, maybe his early 20s, Mon was playing Pong. But yes, Tecmo Bowl, great game. Boomer Esiason and company on Tecmo Bowl was.
I just got a message from God. I have my other computer here, and all of a sudden I got this weird email. It's my fire department physical results. They just popped up, and that's God telling me, Mon, lay off the Bengals. Your blood pressure is effed up. I just got my results sent to my email, and it goes review and consult with your personal doctor. I'm just, it's just funny that I got it when I'm worked up about the Bengals. It's not helping my blood pressure. No, part of me, Jake, last week when the show started, me and you were laughing. Remember that? The show started and people were like wanting the meltdown. We gave it to them, but we were laughing because it's sort of comical. I'm not happy about the way the season's going. But at the same time, you got to sit there. You can't make this shit up, how bad it is.
You really can't. You can't. And obviously, Mon, I feel like you and I, there's definitely some meltdowns coming. I can feel it. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You've been texting, how depressed and how hard this has been. And I have tried to be the optimist in all this. And I as a coach myself, it's next man up. And I have to have that mindset, right? And it spills over into the Bengals. But I'm gonna be honest with you. About about 5 minutes left in the third quarter tonight, it hit me, and like a ton of bricks. And it was like somebody had ripped my guts out. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This is as bad as I have seen in my 40 plus years as a Bengal fan. And it's so hard to watch when, as a coach myself, when you see another coach quit. But I feel like Zach Taylor has quit a little bit on this team too. I feel like Zach Taylor feels like he is protected, and I feel like Zach Taylor feels like maybe that the Bengals are just going to give him a free pass because of Burrow's injury. But I saw Zach Taylor around the third quarter just really not give a shit. And when a coach quits on his team and a team quits on his coach, it's time to move on, Mon.
Yeah, he looked defeated. I don't want to use the word defeated. I don't think he'll ever say, I think he cares, but I think he's at the point. I'm going to go back to what Zach or Lance McAllister said. He doesn't know what to do. I think his head is spinning. He's in over his head.
Yeah.
I think in his mind he goes, I don't know how to make this right. And listen, I said something last week. I want my Zach Taylor takes to come back and bite me. I want you guys that like Zach Taylor to say, "Hey, take that, Mon." I'll gladly say, "I'll
I don't
take
think
the L. I'll take the L in a second." I want this team to win 13 games in a row. I want that.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. I'm telling you.
And it's
And again, it's not because I don't think we're talented. Um, no, LeVar, I don't like to run up the middle on first down every time. That's a good one. You know what's hysterical? My wife and I, she's sitting on the couch next to me, and of course, she's been forced into this Bengal life, as Mon's wife has, and a lot of our loved ones have, as Bengal fans. We have we have uh, we have done this, but my wife is sitting there, Mon, and she's like, "We're running the ball, we're throwing the ball, we're running the ball," and dude, she's hitting it every time. Uh, it's really just it's really laughable. I mean, I don't know what else we could do but laugh at it. Um, but no, I do not like to run up the middle every time on first down. I will tell you this, Mon. If I was calling plays for this offense, I promise you one thing. I promise you that Jamar Chase and T. Higgins would have more than 5 targets each in a game. I promise you that. I promise you Jamar Chase would be so worn out when the game is over that he wouldn't want another ball thrown his way.
the problem is, Jake, every team knows it's coming. They're all double team, triple team. Yoshi Boss has been a disappointment. Dave brought it up really well. He can't get any separation. He's had 2 catches the whole year. And it's just, I mean, I think we overvalued some of the talent on this team. And Chase Brown was so dynamic last year. They can't get any push. They run him up the middle. Use his speed. Run him around the perimeter. Do something. You're doing a Bill Belichick. Don't let Chase and Higgins beat us. Make somebody else beat you.
Yeah.
Gesicki, it's not happening. It's not happening, and it's frustrating. And I don't know.
You know what's going to be really frustrating? I'm not even going to watch Zach Taylor's press conference because it's just going to be the same shit. But I just wish somebody would come out and hold themselves accountable. Like, I don't even feel like Zach Taylor is holding himself accountable. You know what I mean? I don't. Do you get that feeling? Like, I don't feel like.
Yeah,
Zach
but Jake, he's not going to sit there. I mean, honestly, they're going to say everything positive. You just talked about the Titans game where Joe Burrow went off on the sideline in the quarterbacks episode. He said it's an effing disgrace. This is horrible. We played like shit. And Zach, it's all about image. Hey, we'll correct these things. We'll correct these things. All right. Hey, we're going to deal with it. We're going to correct it. He's going to do everything behind closed doors. He's going to go in and give his Ned Flanders talk. Come on, guys. We do things the right way. We do things the right way here. We I mean, that's what he's going to do.
Yeah.
And you know what? We're going to see how much they listen to him. 25, 30-point losses, 157 yards total offense, 9 first downs. If that happens 6 more times, he's done. There's no way Mike Brown and his conservative ways and Katie can bring him back. There is no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. Let's talk about our Cincinnati Reds real quick.
Let's
They
talk
went out and
about
got a Hall of Fame manager.
Yes.
Hall of Fame manager. He was good
Yes.
enough for 11, 12 more wins that got him in the
Yes.
playoffs. It could have been more. I mean, he had these lumps. He has a limited roster too. He does.
He did. He did.
Okay,
He did have
but
he did have his moments.
Yeah, he had a limited roster. He doesn't have any big hitters. Nobody hit over 25 home runs for the Reds. Nobody.
Yeah.
All right. And he came in, they got good pitching, but you know what? He's such a Hall of Fame, such an unbelievable leader and manager. He got them those 10 extra wins that got him in the playoffs, 11
Yep.
extra wins. That's all it takes. Go back to football real quick. We need a proven leader that guys look up to and go, man, we need that. That's what this team needs.
How about a guy that they're scared of, that's going to hold them accountable? Like, when I say scared of, I mean, I'm not talking about it in that manner. I'm talking about when that guy speaks, they listen. And I don't think that's the case with Zach. I don't see that being the case. But you're right. Let's talk about our Reds, and let's talk about what Tito did, because there were definitely a lot of moments in this season where I just was like, Tito, what the hell are you thinking right now? With pitching changes and some rotational stuff and maybe some lineup moves. I didn't agree with some of the stuff he did. But I'm going to tell you what, when it mattered the most, you saw how good of a coach Tito was. And he got the Reds to the playoffs. And again, I don't count the 2020 year, because that COVID year, like 16 teams made the playoffs. It was just a joke. So I don't count the 2020 year. This Reds team, Mon, we haven't got to watch our Reds play in a real playoff series since 2013. And a lot of that is because of what Tito has done, because you're right. He does have a limited roster, just like Zach Taylor does. But I'll tell you this. I'll tell you that 80% of the coaches in the NFL right now would die to have Zach Taylor's roster. And they would probably win a lot more football games than Zach Taylor is winning right now.
I think you're right. And like I said, just to harp back on it, coaching matters. Leaders matter. Tito is a Hall of Fame manager.
Yeah.
One World Series. You know what? It takes that mindset, especially in baseball. Get these guys motivated. Do this, do that. I not to keep on repeating it, but the Reds were limited hitting. They really were.
Yeah.
How many games did they lose this year? 1-0.
Oh, a lot.
2-1.
They're the worst. Listen, we were the worst hitting team with runners in scoring position all year by far. And Myth Rander's right. Like, Sam Weish is still my favorite Bengals head coach of all time. When I became a Bengals fan, Forrest Gregg was the head coach in '81. There's definitely Forrest Gregg. There's a place in my heart for Forrest Gregg, but Sam Weish was my guy. Like, that was my guy. He was my favorite. He still is my favorite Bengals coach of all time. And that's what we need, right? We need a Sam Weish. We need a guy who is still great with the players and great at building relationships, but is going to hold you accountable and put his foot up your ass when you deserve it. And Zach Taylor is not that guy. Zach Taylor is literally how you said it. He is like, what's the guy's name? Flanders.
Yeah,
that's what he's like. That's what he's like. He's like a ho-hum where everything's going to be okay, blah, blah, blah.
Sam Weish was, his first head coaching job in the NFL was with the Bengals. He was an assistant with the 49ers and all that. Mm-hmm. So, he came in and developed. But the deal is, he had an unbelievable Hall of Fame offensive line coach in Jim McNally. He had all these. Dick LeBeau, Hall of Famer, was his defensive coordinator, defensive back coach. he had an all-star staff that helped him and helped him develop as a head coach too. He's an offensive genius. He developed a lot of things. Zach Taylor's just limited in some of that stuff. We got more super chats coming in real quick, Jake.
Oh, Fuzzy, thank you so much. If Terry Francona had the Bengals talent, they would have the best record in the NFL. It's hard for me to disagree with you. Again, you can see the difference between a Terry Frank, even though it's a different sport, you can see the difference between a Terry Francona who has control of his team and a Zach Taylor who does not have control of his team. Thank you for that super chat, Fuzzy. And I agree with you 110% on that. We have another super chat here, Mon, from Josh and Kim Johnson. We have not heard from you guys in a while. Thank you guys so much for the super chat. Hope everything is good with you guys. Thank you guys so much. Always love the show, guys. Win or lose, we are with you guys. We appreciate that. Time to move on from Zach. We need a tough Bill Parcells. Ooh, Bill Parcells. I like that one. Type of coach, polar opposite of what we have right now. Josh and Kim, thank you so much. And I
agree 100% there. That's exactly what this team needs. They need somebody that demands excellence. That demands it. Okay. And this team needs that. They totally need it.
Look at this. Look at this. This is a great question. LeVar is just crushing it tonight. LeVar, I love this. Says, Jake, do you think Marvin would have won a Super Bowl with Joe Burrow? That's a great question. I think what he's asking is Marvin a better head coach than Zach Taylor? What are your thoughts on that, Mon?
I do. I think he is. I think Marvin. We talked about the lost decade. The lost decade ended when Marvin was hired. His first year was 2003.
Yeah.
The Bengals actually went out, were aggressive in free agency, signed some good players, and then he was here for 16 years. Yes, he had some lean years, but he took us to the playoffs 7 times. I know the record. I get it. I totally understand. But he maximized his talent. He was a good leader.
Mom,
5 years in a row. We had a 5-year span with a limited quarterback.
With Andy Dalton. I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say if Joe Burrow was Marvin Lewis's quarterback, Marvin Lewis wins us a Super Bowl. I believe that. I really do believe that. Listen, 5 straight years with Andy Dalton going to the playoffs is crazy work, Mon. That is crazy work. It really is. I mean, think about that, and think about the talent that we've had in Zach's first 6 years. And again, I know Joe's has some season-ending injuries, but Joe Burrow was healthy last year, and we didn't make the playoffs, Mon. That would never have happened under Marvin Lewis. So
don't get me started on that.
So if that is your question, LeVar, I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to say Marvin Lewis is a better coach than Zach Taylor. And I don't even know if it's close, Mon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But, I'm just waiting for the dust to clear. Wednesday you're going to have his fans, and they're going to say, "Oh, Zach this, Zach that."
I just don't know.
I think the damage has been done. This is going to be hard to regain traction. Again, I want them to win I want them to win every game, but
of course,
games against the Bears, games against the Pats, those aren't easy games. I mean, we're going to be underdogs in all those games right now. The Bengals will be 12, 13-point underdogs next week at home. Think about that.
Oh yeah.
Think about that.
Oh yeah. Listen, if this Lions team is the best team that we have played so far this season. And again, think about what happened these last 2 weeks. Guys, again, I want to make this very clear. The Denver Broncos and the Minnesota Vikings are like mid. That's what my son would say, mid. He uses that word a lot. They're mid. They are literally mid. Like the Vikings and the Broncos are not even a top tier team. They actually aren't even very good. They are not very good, and they just outscored us 76-13. the Lions are a Super Bowl contender. The Broncos aren't, and the Vikings are not Super Bowl contenders. We're about to face a Super Bowl contender, Mon, and we cannot even beat the worst passing team in the league, i.e., the Broncos. We couldn't even beat the worst offense in the league, i.e., the Minnesota Vikings. We are in deep shit, deep shit next week on a short week, by the way. A short week to face the Detroit Lions. I don't care if it's home or not. We are in deep shit.
Yeah, thanks for making me feel a lot better. No, it's I just want to say something. We've had there's 800 people right now watching us.
Oh
It's up
man,
to
you guys
almost
are so
900. I want to appreciate you guys. We're going on an hour and 10 minutes. Need to wrap it up. Need to get some sleep. But hey, I just want to let you know, it's been an ugly 2 weeks, but you guys have made it a pretty 2 weeks in a sense, because I love coming on here and talking to you guys. You make me feel better. You make us feel better. And thank you so much. And we really appreciate you guys. And one more super chat.
our guy.
Oh, fuzzy balls, don't say that.
It's true though, Mon.
I know.
It's true. Like, we are gonna sit here and watch the shitty Pittsburgh Steelers with an idiot at quarterback and an idiot at wide receiver, and we're gonna see a Pittsburgh Steeler team that literally could be 0-4. They are 3-1. They should be 0-4, to be honest with you. We're gonna see them win this division, and it's gonna be absolutely awful. But yes, thank you for the super. Thank you all. 900 people in here tonight. You guys are so incredible. Mon and I love you. We appreciate you so much. Thank you guys so much for all the super chats. Again, this is very therapeutic for Mon and I. You don't understand. We talk Bengals all day long with each other, and it's so therapeutic to come on here and talk to all of you and get your views and hear your voices, because Mon and I think sometimes we feel like we are in this bubble, this Bengal bubble, and we can't get out of it. And it's so nice to have you. But Mon, we do have to get some sleep, because you know why? Our Cincinnati Reds are in the postseason, baby. 9:08 is the first pitch tomorrow, I believe. Hunter Green is going on the mound. Listen, Reds, Mon and I need this. We need at least a series win. Just get us a series win. Again, how crazy is it, Mon? Baseball is so crazy. We talk about this all the time with the money. The Mets, $350 million salary. The Reds, $112 million salary. What Tito has done is absolutely incredible, and that is who we need coaching this Bengals team.
Yeah, I know it is. It's amazing. And, I was just thinking about how Cincinnati's a baseball town, because all the World Series, the big red machine. But the last few years, they've taken it on the chin. Multiple years, they've been one of the worst baseball teams. And
yeah,
they hired a Hall of Fame manager, and guess what? They're in the playoffs now, and they've sort of taken back the city. They really have. And, they support each other. The Reds did a great job supporting the Bengals. The Bengals support the Reds.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I think they can do it, man. All they got to do is win 2. And tomorrow night, our ace is up there. And guys, let's get that first win.
Let's get that
if
first
that happens, win. If we get that one win tomorrow night, we're winning it. We're gonna go. We're gonna be playing the Phillies. It's gonna happen.
I love this. I love this. Let's get out of it. Let's leave with James's. I love this. Hold your heads up high, team and fans. Listen, if there's one thing that we know as true Bengal fans, is that we do have the best fan base in the NFL. We are the most loyal. We have the highest character. The Bengals fan base is just absolutely incredible, and I'm so honored to be a part of it. I know Mon is too. We have been a part of it for a long time, 40 plus years, and truly, we will get through this. We will get through this. And thank you again, Robert, for those kind words too. We're gonna get through this, guys.
Yeah, I was a little shook up because I've seen so many negative comments about Jake in the chat, and I'm like, wow, man, they don't like you tonight, Jake. But it's Jake Brown.
I've been called trash a lot tonight. No, I know it's about Jake Browning too.
Hey guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and we'll be on next week.
We'll be on next week. Hey, listen, hot take, Mon. I'm going to give you a hot take. Next Sunday, there will be a new Bengals quarterback on this roster. That is a hot take. I'm telling you now, there will be a new Bengals quarterback not named Brett Rippon on this roster. All right, guys, that is another edition of the Bengals Pulse. As always, guys, if you like this podcast, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. Make sure you check us out on all the awesome podcast platforms, Apple, Stitcher, Spotify. As always, if you like this podcast, give Mon and I that 5-star review. We very much appreciate that. Guys, follow Mon on Twitter at TheFireMon. Follow me on Twitter at Coach Jake Owens 9. Follow Eric on Twitter at eFlash with 2 H's 88. Follow the Cincinnati Podcast Network on Twitter at Cincinnati Pod. And as always, guys, follow the Bengals Pulse on Twitter at the Bengals Pulse. The same on Instagram without the at, the Bengals Pulse. Once again, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Mon and I will be back here next week. Mon, it's like that Browns thing on YouTube that we always watch and laugh about, the Factory of Sadness. It's like we just come on here, we vent, everything sucks, and we're like, all right, Bengals, we'll see you next week. We will see you guys next week right here on the Bengals Pulse. He is Mon, I am Jake. This is the Bengals Pulse. Hoo Day, Bengal fans. We'll see you next week.
See you guys.